Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Hope you guys had an amazing Monday. I know Mondays aren't really that, easy. And also, Tuesdays are, kind of up there next to Mondays, the days of the week that you do not want to happen, that you kind of constantly click your snooze alarm in the morning. You don't want to hear about them. You don't want to think about them. You don't want to think about thinking about them. No, I'm just kidding. Right? It's kind of, stuff that you got to do. You got to go to work. Got to be an adult, a fully functional adult. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. Today on tap, we have our WWE Monday Night Raw review. We also have our WWE NXT preview tonight. Following that, we're going to have our AEW Forbidden Door 0 hour review. I kind of split it into two because there was just a whole bunch of stuff that happened in AEW on Sunday. And then our fourth segment, we're going to talk about AEW Forbidden Door, the main card. We're going to review that. And last but definitely not least, every Tuesday, you jump into a time machine, you jump into a DeLorean with your favorite wrestling host in the whole entire world, your boy Eric Rodriguez of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. I grab you, you're my Marty McFly. I'm Doc Brown. I put on my glasses. I'm like, 88 miles per hour. I'm just kidding. No, but that would be badass. That'd be pretty cool to have a time machine. I'm going to take you back in time in the world of wrestling on this date of July 2nd. Back in time. Well, without further ado, we're going to jump on into it. But before we do that, I want to remind you guys to use the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Should be your questions, comments, and concern. Remember to Superman punch the like and subscribe button. As always, follow the show, follow the network, follow me, your boy E here. For cool wrestling facts, for cool wrestling rumors, action that happens inside and outside of the ring, just your backstage pass, your behind the curtain, so to speak, kind of journey. Take it with your boy E here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time at GSMC Sports Network. We are the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. So remember to hit up that link, hit it up. Don't be too shy. There's no such thing as a wrong chat. There's no, absolutely love hearing opinions. Give me a shout out where you're, watching from. Remember the GSMC podcast.net is your link. Make sure you hit that up. So without further ado, let's jump on into our first segment. We're going to jump on into our WWE Monday Night Review. And it was a doozy. It was a pretty hard doozy, to be honest. It was a great show. Honestly, I feel like after Triple H kind of took over creative actions, creative responsibilities for WWE. I feel like they've been kind of, producing some pretty awesome shows. So yeah, let's start off. We have Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso starts off with a pretty electric entrance. Obviously, you had Corey Graves come in for Pat McAfee, who's been dealing with some personal problems, and it was kind of crazy because I thought, to myself, and also, you kind of heard Michael Cole said it's like you're looking at your new Money in the Bank winner, and could possibly be it. He was outside. In the ring, kind of talking himself up, but then shortly you saw, Shorty G, Chad Gable come out to kind of, he starts self-glazing himself, good for you, bro. He told Jey Uso that he's a man who abandoned his family. Ultimately, Jey automatically struck back. That struck a personal chord with him, obviously, when he left the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. It was under different circumstances. And he said the reason why he left his family is because it was controlled by a tyrant, a total jerk, someone who likes to minimize and just belittle people, kind of like what he did with his family. And it was like, oh, like everybody was getting crazy. Even I was like, I was even like, damn, what are you going to do about it, Chad? What are you going to do about it? You're going to go home and cry? You're going to go? I'm just kidding. No, I didn't get that crazy into it. I'm just kidding. No, maybe I did. No, and then of course, after you see the Wyatt Sicks once again come and come and target Chad Gable. So obviously, maybe Chad Gable plays a huge part in the storyline. To be honest with the Wyatt Sicks, I'm not really that big on it. Especially, I kind of anticipated them to kind of make more of a statement. Maybe going after like Cody Rhodes or but coincidentally, Jey Uso was out there as well. So there's not really any clear evidence to show that the Wyatt Sicks only want to go after Chad Gable. Obviously, you did see him ever since the Wyatt Sicks made their debut. He was the one backstage with the bloody forehead, knocked out Cole. But you also have Jey Uso, who constantly reminded the Wyatt family that he has the Fireflies. Now he says he doesn't want them. You can have those guys back. Those guys are creepy as hell. He just wanted to support his boy Bray Wyatt. So I don't know. It's gonna be pretty interesting to see what kind of moves forward, from that. Once again, you kind of have Nikki Cross leave another package for Michael Cole. It was another video cassette tape that the WWE creative had to play in the trailer. They had to find the VHS tape. Obviously, I don't know who uses the VHSs anymore, but I remember when VHSs was very prominent, especially when I was growing up with Hollywood Video. I had Superstar Video. You also had Blockbuster. And it was like be kind and rewind. Definitely remember that. Kind of aging myself here. Kind of want to move on. Uh, Next, we see Xavier Woods against Karrion Kross. Xavier Woods was able to pick up the victory, which kind of shocked me a little bit with the inside cradle. If Karrion Kross was to successfully steer Xavier Woods away from the New Day, I think he did a pretty bad job of it on Monday Night Raw. They went out there and they absolutely killed Kofi Kingston, injured his elbow. So now there's Big E, also Kofi, who's probably going to be on the shelf for a couple of weeks. I can see Kofi being gone for a couple of weeks, forcing Xavier Woods to plunge into that singles competition. And then there, you're going to have Karrion Kross constantly on him being like, look, you have more potential. Do you want to be Marty Jannetty or do you want to be the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels? And obviously, that's kind of not how you can relate to it. There's no really any correlation between the New Day and the Rockers back in the day, because I feel like the New Day, all three members have had their own personal successes. Xavier Woods is the only one who have not won a singles competition belt. Obviously, he was King Woods. He is a former WWE King of the Ring, so that accolade cannot be ignored. Definitely something in the future that WWE should address, especially Kofi Kingston. Be like, dude, come on, man. Why do you want to establish so much singles success where dude, you're King Woods, man. You're King Woods, and of course, like if Xavier Woods wants to move on from the group, I feel like ultimately within storyline, you should just be like, Kofi Kingston's like, dude, I'm going to support you. Kind of like what Xavier Woods did with his WWE title reign. But there's honestly, I don't think there's no need to kind of break up the crew here. But I think WWE did a pretty good job to kind of keep us on the edge of the seats, always thinking that maybe aspect of it. Next, we have, we had Rhea Ripley is not good. Rhea Ripley has recently spoken to Damien Priest, Finn Balor, says the real issue, Damien, is you. And then Damien Priest took back what he said as a promo. He said he did not need the Judgment Day. He said we ultimately kind of need each other, which is kind of true. You have not seen Damien Priest successfully defend his title or win any match ever since he kind of dubbed that, El Campeon, the leader of the Judgment Day. So there's still obviously a lot of gray areas that he needs to kind of, continue to win the matches. Like I said before, like the way he was kind of booed last week on Monday Night Raw kind of left it a little skepticism that I was like, okay, I saw him as a babyface in the creation, but the way that the crowd's kind of rejecting him right now, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see, like, if he presumes that that babyface role. You're going to have to for Damian Priest ultimately to successfully jump into that role. You're going to need Seth Rollins kind of off the table there, kind of nowhere to be seen in terms of Damian Priest. Also, you're going to have Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Dominic Mysterio have some sort of a personal Judgment Day. Damian Priest finds himself, he does not want to be part of the Judgment Day anymore, finds himself into maybe like a singles, into a singles role. Not that I'm saying he's not already in that role, but more of like, kind of like a lone wolf. Kind of, you don't really need your wolf pack anymore. So, kind of crazy. A lot of stuff blowing up. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest ultimately probably is in the horizon. In the horizon. But I don't know. Only time will tell. Next, we see Selena Vega. Selena Vega against Liv Morgan. This match didn't go as I thought. Didn't go as planned. I honestly did not like the match. Obviously, you saw Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio kind of jump into the corners of Liv Morgan and also Selena Vega. I thought it was kind of poorly kind of designed here. And like I always constantly saying, I'm not saying that I'm like the huge Liv Morgan kind of hater, but I feel like every single match she's kind of fought, even before the WWE World Heavyweight Women's Championship, kind of title bout between her and Rhea Ripley, there was always something. There was always something. Never really a clean wrestling match. You never see Liv Morgan win any clean wrestling matches, which kind of sucks because she does have potential. She does have she does have the eye of the WWE universe right now. Obviously, not for her wrestling abilities, the way she mounts Dom and stuff like that was kind of crazy. But I don't know. Should be more independent. I think if you're trying to push Liv Morgan, especially if she's not going to just be that transitional champion to lose against Rhea Ripley the moment she comes back, you got to start establishing some singles success from here on out. Next we have the same card. It's Livian. We also have Seth Rollins was he was addressing the WWE universe. You saw Finn Balor come out. And Finn Balor was talking to the Judgment Day's Finn Balor, saying that he only has 1 week on the same side as Damien Priest. Damien Priest says that he does not need the help of Finn Balor. It winds up, that Finn Balor claims that ever since Damien Priest won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, he's not been the same. He's changed, and yeah, kind of crazy. So next we have the triple threat match for the last spot in the women's Money in the Bank match. We have Dakota Kai against Ivy Nile and Zoey Stark. Surprisingly, I liked it. I like the fact that Zoey Stark is going to be in her second Money in the Bank match. Not really anything, surprising coming from the, this kind of aspect of it. She's strong. She can definitely hold a singles title, but should be pretty interesting. Then you saw the tag champs attack, Kairi Sane, kind of hinting at maybe, like a damage control match between Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane against, the reigning WWE Women's World Champion. And then then in the moving on, we have the Wyatt family VHS once again. You see Bo Dallas once again being interviewed by Uncle Howdy. At this point in time, at this certain interview and during this promo, you kind of fully see Bo Dallas become Uncle Howdy. A lot of people wondered why, how is Bo Dallas even Uncle Howdy? But indeed he is. He's to bring the reckoning. He's the one that wants to be in charge of the charge. You've seen a lot of pretenders around here. And it's should be interesting to find out what the Wyatt Sicks decides to do. I could see like a push probably after no, I don't want to say after SummerSlam. Maybe a little bit before SummerSlam. There has to be some kind of success. There has to be some kind of domination factor to it right now. Braun Strowman was not seen on WWE Monday Night Raw. Maybe he could be the sixth member of the Wyatt Six. Would be very impactful, very essential for the success of the group having the former WWE champion on their side. All right, so then you, like I said before, you saw Chad Gable reach out. Otis didn't want any part of it. Otis looked at the end of the promo like he maybe wanted to give Chad Gable another chance. Maxine Dupree and Tozawa obviously highly behind Otis. Um, I would like to maybe see. I think maybe Chad Gable kind of lures them into like an attack or the Wyatt Six. Maybe he reveals himself as the sixth member of the Wyatt Six. I don't know. That's obviously a huge, pretending, aspect of it. But that would be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So Ray versus Dominic Mysterio. This match was basically what you guys all thought it was going to end with, someone interfering. Obviously, since Dom kind of needs, Tommy John surgery, you saw him control the match mostly, kept it pretty slow. Liv Morgan saved Dominic Mysterio from the 619. Then you had Selena Vega intervene, where Mysterio is 3-0 against the Sun, which is pretty darn cool. And then also something to watch for Monday Night Raw. You have Braun Breaker once again, going crazy, attacking his foe at Money in the Bank, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn. Lastly, in the main event, you saw Drew McIntyre defeat Ilya Dragunov and Sheamus to secure that last spot for the men's Money in the Bank. So, a lot of stuff happened on WWE Monday Night Raw. Make sure you check out some highlights. If not, you can always count on me to give you all the odds and ends, all the facts, all the rumors, and also just talking some good old-fashioned wrestling. Well, guys, do not go anywhere. We're going to talk about our WWE NXT preview. So grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack, and join me, your boy E here, with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast.